on YouTube. Okay, so
Ready, go, ready, go, ready, go, ready, go. Ready, go, ready, go, ready, go, ready, go. Yeah, you know what it is. Home of the West Coast offense. Frisco to Stockton, Modesto to Fresno, we get it poppin'. Reppin' my team, when you see me, you know everything. Ready, go, ready, go, ready, go.
Go.
What's going on, faithful? Some Niner boys, Niner guys, Niner people, faithful, everything, between. Before I get everything into everything, let you two gentlemen talk. I want to send out prayers to one of our guys in our group. His name is Jake Eastham. You guys would know him as Drew Jake. He is going through a family situation with his brother. All right, just want to give him a shout out to him and prayers up to him. I told him I would do it. So, prayers up, Jake, man. All right, stay strong, okay, for your brother. All right, and
all love Jake. All love Jake.
come back whenever you want,
Get
man.
well soon.
You know it, man. You know it. So, come on back whenever you want. You know that. So, that's out of the way. Of course, man with me, of course, Matt Dennis 9. You can find him on all the social medias that he said before. And of course, me, he is my Mad Sports Illustrator. And of course, he is the host of his new segment, Niners Matt's Connection Corner. All right. And of course, we got our new gentleman. Of course, we all know him. We introduced him last week. Please welcome Rich Bonsall. Bonsall?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone, I'm trying to put your name best I can, you know. So, but
Appreciate
yeah, no problem, bro. Just want to introduce his new, well, not new show, but new episode I wanted to bring up. It's called Past, Present, Future. All right. Basically, we just talk about the past of the 49ers, NFL, whatnot. Present happened today, all around the NFL, and of course the future. Of course, draft picks, all that kind of stuff. So, you guys got any news that you can think of? The reason why I can think about Brock Purdy. I mean, Brock Purdy's contract is almost there. They said it's almost done, and
Well,
they got to go through the numbers. And once they can agree on the numbers, then it'll be signed. Go ahead, Matt, man. Go ahead.
I keep on seeing, all the pundits, all the, big mouths on ESPN, and because I get all those kind of reels on TikTok. What do you say? Brock Purdy ain't worth $300 million, bro. Regardless of what you think, regardless of what any of you guys think, Brock Purdy is a Pro Bowl quarterback. Brock Purdy is the leader of the 49ers offense. And yes, he was the 7th round pick. Yes, he's the last pick in the draft. But you know what? He went from being the last quarterback on the depth chart to being the 3rd stringer to being the starter. So all the hate, just give it a break. He has done everything he can to prove he's the starter for the 49ers. So yes, he deserves to get paid. Maybe he doesn't deserve 300 million, but he deserves that 250, 270, okay? He's way better than a lot of the quarterbacks that got paid more. He's better than Dak. He's better than Trevor Lawrence. He's better than Tua. There's only a couple quarterbacks that I don't think he's better than. Okay? He's not better than Josh Allen. He's not better than Pat Mahomes. He's not better than Lamar. He's not better than Joe Burrow. And there might be one other guy I can think of. But he's the top 7 quarterback, okay? So he's going to get paid. And like the Niners always do, we're going to figure out how to restock the cupboard. It's not bare. It may not be as full as it usually is, but it's not bare. So, anyways, I'm done with my rant. And Rich, you want to chime in?
Honestly, I don't care what the number is for Brock. Me, the years are more important than the number. I want an opt out at 3 years just in case it doesn't work out. We don't know how long Kyle and John are still going to be here. So my thing is if the team has another bad run or something like that and they want to, punt on frickin' Kyle and John, I want to make sure that if the team wants to get out on Brock too, that there's flexibility to be able to do that. I'm like, look, I don't care if it says it's 5 years and 300 million. I don't care because none of the numbers really matter because when you break it down and you look at the guaranteed money, that's all it really matters. I want to opt out at 3 years. That's if I'm the team. Brock, get your money, get your bag, whatever. But I don't want to see hi, it's 5 years and $300 million, and then, oh yeah, but it's 120 guaranteed. I don't. It doesn't matter. The numbers don't matter. The years matter. The years are what matter. You want to have, be able to opt out just in case it didn't work. What if he comes out there, or what if what if his elbow blows up again? Do you want to be stuck with a 6-7 year contract with an exploded elbow? Those are the things I'm worried about. The numbers don't matter. They make the numbers work. You can inflate that up to whatever you want it to say. You can say it's $52 million with 38 guaranteed and a signing bonus over here, and all. It doesn't matter. That stuff's just all for people to talk about and try to determine somebody's worth. Whatever. Brock's a player. He's good for the team. He runs. He's basically with this team. He's the ultimate like point guard. That's the way I feel. He's like a point guard. Distribute the ball. That's your job. Get the ball out. Make it happen. It's fun. I like watching him play. I hope he gets paid. I hope that I just want him in for camp. I want him in at April 21st when they start, off-season activities. I want him in camp. I don't want this stupid crap the Niners have been playing where, it's week, it's 2 days before the season starts and we still don't have a contract. I don't want the Ayuk, wash, rinse, repeat. He's a quarterback. You pay the quarterback, move on. That's me.
And speaking of April 21st, that's my birthday. So I do hope that it gets done before then or by then. We need him. We need him. We need him for minicamp. We need him just to be there so he can work with the rookies, whoever we draft. If we let's say we add somebody on the low, like, say somebody that nobody thought about, and then like, oh, we just signed so and so who was who used to be the third receiver for what other team. We signed him for a low deal, and now he looks like he's ready to get some playing time for us.
Yep.
Maybe somebody that makes Jacob Cowling look like a bum. Or maybe somebody that can challenge Juwan and Ricky Pearsall for the number 1 and number 2 spot. Yep. I don't know. I mean, weirder things have happened.
Hey man, Asante Samuel's still sitting out there too. So just saying.
Oh, I know. That's one of my guys. That's one of my Seminoles. I love Asante Jr. And him and Demo and Renardo Green.
Yeah, and the other thing the other thing with getting this settled though is you need to get him settled so you can figure out where else you're going to spend the money too. You need Brock's contract settled so that you can figure out the rest of it. You got to know how much money you got to sign the 11 draft picks. You got to have the money to go and sign Asante Samuel on the 1-year prove it deal, hopefully. But the rest of it, that's the keys. You got to get the big piece done so you can figure out the rest.
I mean, okay, so we're set. We're set at we got a stud safety, and I mean, we don't have another stud safety right now, but who knows? We might find one in the draft that could just. I'm hoping we find a free safety in the draft late.
It's going to be late.
Like Huff, 5th round, 6th round, and they just come in and be like, oh, okay, so he's going to be behind me. He's going to be on the line of scrimmage, and I can just roam free. Okay, I'm good. learns the defense real quick, learns how to communicate with Renardo and Demo and whoever else we have at corner. Um, learns how to get signals and talk to Fred and all the other defensive linemen and linebackers, because that's what we need. We need great communication all along the defense, and we also need a guy that can run a kickoff or a punt back. We don't have anybody like that. I thought
Just activate Trent Taylor off the practice squad and just let him be the punt returner. Who cares? That's the way I'm at. I'm like,
you know
just let Trent Turner play. Let
that's
him play.
that's what I said. That's what I said. They're like, nah, Trent Taylor sucks. Trent Taylor's old. He's a
Well, he
bum. I'm
is,
like,
but he can still return punts.
and
That's the thing.
he can still catch a couple passes here and there. Okay,
Yeah, I guess.
that's
We
see
need
look.
two defensive tackles and a linebacker before we think about safety, though. We need
Oh yeah,
two tackles, not one, two. And Calais Campbell just re-signed with the Cardinals,
Cardinals.
so he's off the cable. He's off the table. I was hoping we could get him, draft one, and have him as the other DT. That was my hope, and not going to happen. So that part was that was a rough go, because I'm like, who's left? That's worth anything. I don't know. Can Vince Wilfork just like come out of retirement and just like lay there? If he could just lay there, I'd be happy. Vince, we'll pay you. Just when they take the snap, just fall down. Just fall down. You don't even have to tackle anybody. I don't even care. Just get in the way. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. We got a lot of work to do. That defense needs a serious overhaul. That's where all the draft picks need to go.
Sorry, guys. I was trying to do something real quick. Sorry, my bad.
That's okay. What do you think, Ryan? Is that where the Niners need to go? Defensive tackle, number 11.
Yeah. We definitely
Walter
need
Nolan.
we need definitely
Walter
to fill that
Nolan.
hole up.
If Nolan's there, you got to take him. You got to take him.
Got to fill the hole in. Offensive line and defensive line. We definitely need defensive tackles.
I will live with what we got on the O line if we take Nolan at 11. I can live with it. I can live with Barch at left tackle. I can live with Barch at left tackle, but I don't. We need a defensive.
You mean
tackle.
right tackle? Right tackle.
Oh no, Barch is going to play left guard. I'll leave McKivitz out there. I don't care. I'll leave McKivitz out there, even though I think he's a rough watch.
Yeah.
Or if Barch, I was just looking at an article today where they were talking about Barch potentially vying for center, and maybe Zakel plays left guard, and I'm like, Zakel, man, I don't know. He makes me nervous. I don't know if he's good enough.
Yeah.
But if Barch can play center, I'm just sick of watching Brendel get blown up the gut. He's just not big enough. He gets overrun. It just stinks. When you get a premier guy that plays a nose, Brendel can't hold up. He just doesn't. And and really, we don't run any two back sets where you can, bust a guy up to A gap, to try to help him out. So I don't know. And they don't drive block in this offense very much, at least from guard center. You usually see it out, guard tackle. They're out there, drive blocking that way. I never see them, up the gut. So I don't know. It's a rough watch. Like I said, it's a rough watch watching Brendel just get blown up, and then Brock's in his dropping his 3-step drop, and all of a sudden he's freaking, getting face planted by some guy. It's like, come on, dude.
Or he's off 1 foot and throwing a 5-yard duck to McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And then he has to do some crazy one-handed behind the back, behind the neck, and then
which he does well.
Hopefully he does well. Make somebody miss and then pick up another 10 yards.
Yeah, he does that well. He has great feet. He really does. He has great feet. That's one of the things that's probably his best attribute is the his ability to move in the pocket. He does really well in the pocket. Some guys are just horrible in there, and he's great in the pocket. I
Oh
really
yeah,
love his footwork.
I think some of the worst we've ever had at that is Elvis Gerback, JTO turnover. You remember JT O'Sullivan, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you know, I think the one year he started for us, he had like he he threw like 12 touchdowns, but he had like
Yeah.
8 fumbles and 7 picks.
Mike Martz loved him. I don't know why, but Mike Martz loved him. A. Smitty should have been on the field. A. Smitty should have been out there, and ugh, ugh.
And there was a I know I brought this up before, but there was a guy that we had. He was he's from a small school, and he was pre Kaepernick. Nate Davis.
He was like third stringer though, right?
He was, but then he ended up having to start a couple games because
Yo,
the
because
starter
everybody
got
got hurt.
hurt, and then they just like it was like they didn't even give him a chance. He was an athletic dude. Like I said, he was pre-cap, and he was pretty athletic. I mean, they said he ran like a 4.4, and he could, he could pick him up and pick him down. But our line was just so bad, and they're like, well, you know what? He's never gonna start here. He might get a couple running plays here and there, but so the Niners just cut him. Like,
Yeah, but look, if the Niners would have kept Rattay until Smith was ready, they would have done a lot better. I mean, throwing Smith into the fire after they traded Rattay to Tampa Bay, that was just ugh. When I saw Smith come in, he threw that pick like what was it, like his second throw? It was like ugh.
are
I
you
was
talking
like,
about?
why is
Are you
that
talking
kid
about
out
against
there?
the Colts? Are you talking about against the
I think
Colts?
that was the game. He came in, threw the pick right away, and it was
Yeah,
like, ugh.
yeah. We
That
lost
was a rough watch.
28-0 in that game,
Yeah. Ugh. That was a rough watch
and
because he was young. I mean, kid was 20 years old. Shouldn't even been out there yet. Shouldn't even been out there. It was like,
I
oh,
know
come on, dude.
I know a guy that used to drive a limo in San Francisco.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say the name because it
Doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter. But he told me, he said, we were talking about the Niners one time. He's like, he's like, you remember Kevin Barlow? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you know, I liked the guy as a player, but I never, after I dealt with him one time as a limo driver, I never wanted him in my limo ever again. He's like, I kicked him off. I had to call the cops on him because he was such a disrespectful drunk,
Oh, that
you
sucks.
know. Yeah. Like he was just, I guess he was just so demanding. Like he's like, he thought he was a first round pick. He's like, dude, you're not a first round pick, bro. You got picked in the third round out of Pitt. You weren't that good. If you were a first round pick, you would have been drafted in the first round by somebody else.
I'm trying to remember what year was that. I'm trying to remember the years for him because what was he? Was he behind? Was he behind Garrison Hurst before he got hurt and then he
Yeah,
played? Okay, that's how I remember him. Okay, yeah. Well, the problem is Garrison Hurst was so good. He shouldn't even been on the field. If he hadn't blown his ankle up, that
his
guy wouldn't
his
even
rookie
played.
year, his rookie year was the same year as Vic
Hmm.
and Chris Wenke and
Yep.
Steve Smith
Okay.
and
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Rudy Johnson, all those guys in 2001.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Ocho Cinco.
Yep. The man. Man, okay, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I was never a fan of him. I never like he was built like a fullback. That's why I didn't like him.
Yeah,
I was like, he's too big. He's too big. And those guys,
he was
you
he
can't
was a
play. You can't
big
play 'em.
he was a tall, fast, big back.
Yeah, But he was a straight up and down runner too, so he just getting
Yeah.
slammed. I don't know. I don't like those straight up and down runner guys. The only guy that's ever done it like well, it was like Eric Dickerson and freaking Derrick Henry. The guys that are that big and they run straight up and down and they don't get pounded. I like guys that run behind their pads, and they're definitely not that guy. How about you, Ryan? You like guys that run behind their pads?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You got to run with pads, man. You can't play without pads. I know. That's what they always say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a feeling we're probably gonna hit some gems in this draft. We are. We're gonna hit it.
We need to have a good draft like we did last year. Last year's draft was really good. Got a lot of good guys. We need another one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We need another one. Because I'll tell you right now, if they don't figure out what to do with this defense, it isn't going to matter how many points we score.
Since we're
Can't
talking
stop
about
anybody.
Since we're talking about the draft, I'm bringing a little game up. A little game. Not the one we were talking before we came on. Not that.
Mm-hmm.
In the Kyle Shanahan era and John Lynch era, what were our gems in the draft from they came in to now?
It's Purdy.
Okay,
Purdy's the gem.
I know. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Come
on.
I'm about to say everybody.
No, Kittle.
From the year they started.
Purdy's the easy one. Kittle was 5th round.
Greenlaw. Greenlaw.
Yeah, Greenlaw was 5th round too, right? The Niners have done well in the 5th round.
Fred Warner.
Been there.
I'm about to say Fred. Warner. We got Fred now. We got Fred. You got to have Fred in there.
Hafunga.
Huff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mustafa.
Moose.
Yeah, Malik's well. He's played well.
Shoot.
I don't know, man. I'm a terrible draft guy.
Me too.
Third or fourth round.
I mean, actually, you can say Banks was a gem, even though he's gone. I mean, look, Green Bay signed him big money. I didn't love him. But I mean, did you see that contract? Oh my gosh,
yep.
That contract's ridiculous.
What was his numbers? You know his numbers
5 years. 5 years, 76.
76, 77. It was a big number.
Wow.
You know what? Well, actually, you know what round was Mason drafted? Was he 2nd or 3rd round?
I think he was 7th.
Jordan Mason. Yeah, I mean, look, that guy's going to be a starter this year. So if you want to talk about someone that was a good draft pick, you know.
Oh, I gotta go in the Wayback Machine. I don't remember what round, but I know Eric Wright. Eric Wright was low round pick.
Was he?
Tim McKyer.
That was a great set of corners. Those two.
Eric Davis.
Yeah.
How about Guy McIntyre?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Mar in front of me. Oh, I'm on mute. Yep. I got
Ricky
Mar
Waters
right here, guys. Got the whole list right here. Mm-hmm.
Brent Jones.
No, well, Brian was just talking Shanahan era, so I'm trying to think Shanahan era. I mean,
I know.
Read the
era. Okay.
I mean, the worst you'd be like
17. Yeah, 17
yep.
right there. Okay.
Oh, okay. Kevin Givens.
I'll start 2017. Okay, I got him right here in front of me. First pick all the way down to seventh round. Okay. There is exactly
Solomon Thomas.
Yep. The first one. That was the first one.
Hey, Solly was a solid player. He wasn't great. Solid player.
Mm-hmm.
Not at that pick though. Not at
that pick. No, agreed. Not at that pick. Just he's like Crabtree.
Maybe at 25.
No, like I said, he's like Crabtree. Overdrafted. If you made like I said, I think I said this before. If you made Crabtree a 3rd round pick, you would have been like he had a pretty decent career. But because he was a first round pick, everyone's like, "Oh, expectation was a little bad." But I'm sorry, Ryan. But yeah, so
It's okay, man. It's okay. Don't worry
solid
about it.
player.
Okay. The second pick, Reuben Foster.
Junk.
After Fallon.
Dude was trash. Dude was
Dude,
trash.
Dude, if he would have stayed with that girl, I think he probably would have been on our team.
Nah. You know what? That guy, his
You don't
shoulder
think
never
so? You
stayed
don't
in
think
place.
so?
That
You don't think so?
that guy's shoulder was junk. His shoulder was
Oh,
junk.
okay,
He would have
I
never
got
had a
you. I
long
got
career.
you.
He would have never had a long career.
Fred Warner would have beat him out.
Oh yeah, I believe
He would have
that.
been an edge rusher. He would have been an okay edge rusher on this
Okay.
team, but that'd be it.
Okay. All right. Next one, Keller Witherspoon.
Solid
Keller
player.
Witherspoon.
Solid player, not great.
Okay.
He kind of reminds me. He kind of reminds me of Shante Spencer.
That's what I like talking about.
He was a little bigger though. Witherspoon was a little bigger.
Yeah,
But
he was a little bit bigger, but Shante Spencer wasn't no slouch. He wasn't
he was
great,
solid.
but
He's a solid player. Solid player.
he was like a third or fourth round draft pick out of Pitt.
Yeah, no, solid player.
So
Definitely. What do we got? What else we got,
Okay.
Ryan?
All right, we got C.J. Beathard.
Kyle's crush.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. These are
a decent third quarterback. A decent third quarterback.
Correct.
That's correct.
Should have never started a game in the NFL.
No.
You know,
he was one of those guys. We're getting blown out, and
you don't want your star quarterback to get hurt.
Exactly. His grandfather was a quarterback. That's the reason why he had a good history with the NFL, because of his grandfather.
Yes, it was Bobby Beathard.
Yeah, huh? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Exactly. I guys forgot his first name. Thanks for letting me remind me of that. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Joe Williams.
Terrible.
He came from Utah.
What could have been?
Nothing.
Well.
Wow. Iowa State was C.J. Beathard. I'm surprised he didn't do good. I'm surprised. Came from Iowa. Damn. And of course, out of all five of those guys, the only one that really did good, most likely it was Alan Thomas. He came from Stanford. That was the first pick we had.
Look, solid. He was solid. He was a solid player. Wasn't great, but he was solid.
Okay, here it comes.
Oh,
that
boy.
man, your man.
George Kittle, baby.
George
Kittle.
You know who it was.
Now here's the thing about Kittle. So they knew he could catch and they knew he could block, but he didn't put up like great stats at Iowa because he was like the fifth option at Iowa. So he didn't get the ball a lot. And then, unfortunately during training camp, during his rookie year, he got hurt. He messed up his shoulder or something. So he didn't play, but that last 4 games of his rookie year, good God, that last 4 games, he went nuts.
I'm going to tell you something. He was a late bloomer, too. When you look at him, he's filled out. He has really filled out his body after being in the NFL. It was like he was that guy that, like, when you're in high school, he leaves at the summertime and he's 5'7", and then come the next September for school, he's 6'1". That was Kittle after his first season. He came back and he was like a boy who turned into a man. After that season,
yeah, because I want to say they said he was 246, but I want to say he's probably closer to 235 when we drafted him.
Yep, and he slimmed back down again. He got big for a while, but he slimmed back down again. That's why he's moving so well, even though he's in his 30s.
He's probably still around 250 though.
You think he's that big still? I don't think he's that big still.
He's all muscle. He's all muscle. I mean,
yeah.
Like I seen him. Me and Jake, we went over by the tunnel. I said, "What's up, Juice?" And he looked at me like, "Yo." And then Kittle walked by. I didn't say anything, but he was wearing his headphones.
Yeah.
If he wouldn't have been wearing his headphones, I would have been like, "DK, bro." But Kittle, like I mean, Juice Check looked right up at me and was like, "Juice." and he's like, look.
Cool.
Boy.
But
Yeah. I'm glad you guys
we
went to the game. That's good. Okay, man. I'm
yeah.
sorry, man. I interrupt you. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
But yeah,
Who's next?
the last 4 games of his rookie year, Kittle just went nuts. Okay, who is next?
Okay. Next one on the list. Make sure I'm out on mute. Okay, I'm good. Let me see here. Next one on the list is Trent Taylor. TT. Double T. Or what do you want to call him? TT. Trent Taylor.
And
Louisiana Tech.
when he first came on, he was like what, the third receiver,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he played well, and he played well. But
Yeah, I
he
mean
just
that team was horrible. So yeah, he got some playing time, and
The younger version of you know who from Patriots. Uh-huh. That's who he idolized with him when he first came in, he said. Exactly what he
yeah,
said.
because
Mhm.
and at that time I think he was the receiver coach, right? Wes Welker,
Yeah, Wes
yeah,
Walker, yep. And the other guy that was on the Patriots team.
Amendola.
Thank you. I was about to say, I knew you know who I'm talking about, man. Come on now.
Yeah,
yeah.
My
yeah,
wife, my wife is a big Patriots fan, so
because he had a really good game. He had a really good game against us when he was on the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next on the list is oh man, I really wish we would have kept this guy from Mississippi. DJ Jones. I wish we would have kept him. Dude, that dude was built like a oh my god, like a battle ramp, and we couldn't
Isn't
keep
he
him.
starting for Denver?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. That's what
Yeah.
I said. Him and
Solid dude.
Greenlaw,
Again,
on
solid
the same
player.
team now. Him and Greenlaw on the same team.
And Huff. So
Yeah, huh?
I was watching. I
Him
was
and
watching an interview with Sean Payton today about that, where he was like so happy. He
that's
said
all.
DJ
That's all
Jones helped
too.
him get there.
That's all too. And I tell you, man, them two seeing each other, they're probably gonna be happy with each other now. But I mean, no matter what, we probably. I don't think we would have kept Greenlaw because he wants to be a starter. He wants to be in the mic. That's what he wants to be. He wasn't going to take that from Warner. No way. Not
Nah.
less Warner wanted to give it up to him and say, "You stay. If you stay, I'll give it to you." I wonder if
When you
Warner would have done that. I
nah,
wonder.
Warner's not a Will. Warner's a
Yeah,
Mike. He's
I
not a
know.
Warner's a Mike. He's not a
But he
Will.
loves he loves Greenlaw like a brother.
No, they play
Like,
well together. They
you know?
played really well together. So what we got to hope is that basically, I'm going to go back in time and say we're going to
Mhm.
hope that when Patrick Willis was standing there and Takeo Spikes left, and we had to go with Navarro Bowman afterwards. We got to hope that this is we have a repeat of that, because I
Oh yeah.
loved Takeo Spikes on this team back in the day. I was bummed when he went away. I mean, yeah, freaking Bowman ended up being pretty damn good, but I loved Takeo Spikes as a freaking linebacker.
What do you think about TQ Spikes there, Matt? Man.
He was really good. I mean, he was really good when he played for the Bengals, and he was really good for us.
He and P. Willie
Um,
next to each other. I mean, man, that was a freaking pretty nice setup. I mean, look, Bowman's Bowman, but I loved Spikes, man. The guy could play.
Okay. Next on the list, who I got? Oh,
We still in 17?
yep. So 17.
Damn.
We're at the second last pick.
Oh, okay.
Pitta. You might have to help me with this one. Pitta. The
oh,
sixth round.
Campanea or something like that.
Yeah, I can't say the name.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, guys.
That
I'm
was that
sorry.
was. I don't think he made
I'm
the
sorry.
team.
From Utah. He's from Utah.
Yeah, I don't think he made the final cut. I don't
Oh
remember him
yeah.
on the team.
Me either. I don't remember his name even. Sorry to say. I
I
can't
think
pronounce that.
he was on a practice squad, and I think he had an injury. He had an
Oh,
injury
okay.
settlement or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. And the last pick of the 2017 draft, and it was, of course, the debut of John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, tender, is Adrian Colbert from Miami, Florida.
He played on the team for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was all right.
He was all right. I mean, for a late pick to actually make the team and play for a couple years, he was all right.
Okay.
He was he was
Good.
he was
Good.
one of those guys that he had all the physical tools, but he just couldn't figure out all the the different reads. He was good. He was decent covering. He was okay blitzer, but he just if he would have been able to figure out everything else, he could have been all pro. But he just didn't have he just didn't have the mind for it.
Well, the tough part with the NFL too is it's not exactly a place where you can like learn on the job either. So
Yeah,
that's what happens with a guy like that. You got the physical skills, and if the mental doesn't work, that's why the NFL stands for not for long.
yeah. Kind of reminded
I
me
remember
of
that
a
one.
cornerback that we took in the first round a few years back. Mike Rump.
Yep.
He was a physical corner. He wasn't the fastest guy. I mean, what he ran a 4.6.
Always got beat deep.
Always got beat
Ah,
deep. He's the man corner that you just like. We need safety help over the top because he's not fast enough to keep up
yeah.
with the star receivers.
Yeah, you better be cheating the safety over on that side. Absolutely. All right,
Okay.
man. We
Okay.
going to 2018
Dude,
now?
2018, the second year for John and Kyle Tender. The first pick of the 2018 NFL draft for the 49ers is Mike McGlinchey from Notre Dame.
Solid player. Wasn't the same after he messed his leg up and blew that tendon. Wasn't the same when he came back from the tendon, but I think he's all the way back now. The problem is he came back early and then he was a free agent, so that kind of screwed him up. He was solid, not great, but he was a big, beefy freaking dude, and he was a good run blocker. I didn't love him in pass protection. That was the biggest problem with Glynchy. He didn't have a good like jump step to get out there if a guy was hitting him outside, but he solid run blocker, man. McGlinchey was a solid run blocker.
The guy I wanted that year was a safety from Florida State named Derwin James.
And he
Mhm.
freaking good freaking player too. But
He's
you
all
needed alignment. Needed
all
alignment
pro.
then.
He's an all pro.
Yep. They weren't at the time. The Niners weren't in the position to go best player available. They freaking needed linemen, and McGlinchey was one of the best guys there. They took him. Big freaking beefy solid dude.
Yeah, yeah. He
He's
had
playing
the
for
he
Denver.
had
Playing for Denver,
yeah.
making money. Who's round two, Ryan?
Moving on to the next
Yeah.
one. I was waiting for you guys to talk. When you guys stop talking, I try to, level you guys out and I start the next one. I don't want to cut you guys off while you're talking. There's any problem I have.
Yeah.
All good, man.
Okay. Second pick is from Washington, Dante Pettis. And I don't know exactly how I feel about this kid already. So you don't have to hear from me.
I'd say it this way. I just want to say next.
The way I say it is Dante Glass Pettis. Dante Glass Pettis. That's what I call him. But I guess he's is he on the Giants now? Is he on the Giants?
Yeah. He's on the
Yeah.
Giants.
Yeah, I think is he like third receiver for them or something like
Yeah,
that?
Mm-hmm. He ain't no
Yeah.
starter. No way. He ain't no starter.
It's probably he's just too
X,
little.
no X.
He's just too little.
He's
And
no X.
and it like he's just he's made of glass. He summed it up perfectly. And like I said, I just next.
He scored a
Give that
touchdown
one,
against us in that monsoon game
Yeah.
in Chicago a couple years back.
Yes.
Okay. Next one. BYU.
Fred Warner.
All pro Fred. Oh, I love that pick from him. I love that pick.
Hall of Famer.
Dude.
Hall of Famer.
Look,
I don't.
it's one of the Fred's one of the top 5 picks in the whole Shanahan regime. He's top 5 pick of all of the guys that they've drafted.
The only one better is Nick Bosa.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's
You're
my
right.
guy. That's my guy.
I mean, you could say it. I mean, you can say it. You can definitely go there with that. I mean, look, that pick, the Bosa pick that year, and I will wait till we talk about that. But
I got plenty to talk about that one. I got plenty.
Yeah, Fred was the man. Fred is the man. That was probably a steal at that pick.
Yes, thank you, Rich, for stealing that away from me. I was gonna say to you, Do you think he would have been a first round pick instead of a third round? Because he was worth that. I hate to tell you, he was.
He should have been.
Yeah, he should have been.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to push him down that far, but I'm glad they
Wow.
did because
I
he
was
got.
surprised. I was very
I'm
surprised.
certainly
It's like,
glad they
you third
did.
rounder? Are you serious? How good he was? I mean,
Well, good, man.
He had a sack and a couple forced fumbles in that game against the Vikings where we were getting smoked, and then we came back, but then we just didn't have enough. You know, Jimmy just, I don't know, he just didn't do enough that game.
I was wondering why. I was wondering why he was a third rounder. I was surprised about that too myself.
I don't know, man. I like I said, you're happy when guys like that fall to
man.
you at that spot, you know.
I'll give you two names right now. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. All right.
All right.
man, I'm so happy we got you all, Prep fan. I'm so glad we got you, brother. But next one, Travaris Moore, Southern Miss, safety.
He 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 was all right. He was all right.
He was solid.
He was a really good special teams player.
Yep.
You know, he had some moments. I believe he had a pick in the Super Bowl versus the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yes.
So, you know,
Good. Solid non-starter. That's kind of how solid non-starter special teams guy. Yes.
nickel safety.
Yep.
Okay. Next one. Yeah, I think he's on Seahawks. You know, I can't say that word, but Seahawks. I think I don't know really, to tell you the truth, but Kansas State, DJ Reed. I'm not too sure though. Is he on?
Jets last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
He went with Salah, right? Yeah, he went with Salah.
The Seahawks for some reason.
They gave him a lot of money.
Yep. Yeah, that was a lot of money.
Okay.
But he went with Salah. You know, basically, most of these guys take their guy with them. You know, D'Amico took his guys.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. He took him with him when he left. All right.
Yeah, D'Amico took Jimmy Ward. So.
Oh, duh. Conveyor Street, North Carolina State. Conveyor Street. Did I say his name right? Yeah.
Contravious.
Yeah. Yep. That was our next pick right there. That was half our draft on that one.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Next.
That says, I skipped a name. I must have skipped names. I said DJ Reed before. He's after him, so I must have said the wrong name. My bad. That was my bad, guys. Sorry. So Conveyor Street was first before DJ Reed. My bad, guys.
Okay.
My bad.
No worries.
No worries.
So, all right. Anything you want to say about Street or no?
No. Next.
Okay. Next. DJ Reed's
just
next.
Just like PETA. Just next.
Marshall Harris, Florida. Florida.
I don't even remember him.
I know. I remember him. I do. I'm a Florida fan.
We didn't really give him much of a chance.
Yeah, I know.
Because the other safeties were better than him.
Yeah, I know. We had Ward at the time too, right? We had Ward. So
no, I don't think we had signed Ward yet. Had we signed Ward yet? No, I don't think so. I think.
Yeah, because we'd already had him for a while because he was a corner.
Yeah, he was the oldest one on our roster when we had. Yeah, he was 2014. He was the first round pick.
Okay.
Ward. Okay. I got it right here. That way, I'm glad I got this. Okay, Marshall Harris, Julian Taylor from Temple. Julian Taylor. He was a tackle, DT.
Nah. Next.
Damn, we made gems. We didn't have not many gems on this draft right here at all. Richie James was the last one. Richie James, Middle 10 State.
He was.
He's a backup.
Yeah,
dude.
That. Yeah, you know, he had a few plays, but you know,
he's fast, but he couldn't get on the field.
Okay, I got this down from John so far for the first two drafts from their tender. Of course, we got George Kittle, a gem. DJ Jones was a gem until we got rid of him, which sucks. Solomon Thomas, I think he was a gem too. I think he was before
He
he
was a
left.
solid player. Like I said, not an
Yeah,
all pro, great, great,
I get it.
but like solid, just solid dude. You put him there, you can just leave him there. It's all good.
Yeah, that's three right there. Three in the first draft. Three gems
Yep.
we had. The second draft I just named All Pro Fred. He's the only one I say in here.
Yep.
All Pro Fred. Wow, man. Only one pick out of that whole thing was a gem.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
God.
Let's do 2019.
Okay, 19.
Yeah.
All right.
Now
All right.
this is actually gonna be
All
a
right.
fun one. This can be a
This is my
fun one.
baby. This is my baby right here.
Yeah.
All right.
One pick.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I gotta do it. Hold on. You do it right here. From Ohio State University. Ooh, the Iowa State.
The Ohio State.
Nick friggin' Bosa. Sorry, I had to do it. Sorry.
It's okay.
All good.
Best pass rusher in that draft. I don't care. I know TJ Watt. I know TJ Watt is balling, but I'll still take Nick Bosa over TJ Watt any day.
Yeah, you had to. That pick, I know, like when I was walking around before that draft, they're like, "Who do you think the Niners are going with?" I'm like, Bosa. You know what I mean? You know how nowadays everybody's like speculating who the number one pick is going to be?
Right.
There was no speculation. It was who's the pick? Bosa. It was just crazy. It was like, who's the pick? Bosa. There was no doubt about it. There was no, they might take this guy instead. No, it was Bosa.
Yeah, consensus, 100%. Every day, twice on Sundays.
Yeah, and he's lived up to it. I mean, look, he's gotten paid and he's lived up to it. I mean, do I hate the fact that sometimes he really doesn't focus on contain and goes after the quarterback? But he's great.
Look, either way, he's a great pass rusher, and he's a very, very good run defender.
He's a solid run defender. He's a really solid run defender. He's a great pass rusher. He's a solid run defender.
Okay, you guys done with that? You guys done with your Nick Bosa come in?
And he gets held. He gets held
every play.
More than any pass rusher in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says.
That's the truth.
I'm going to start with YouTube because I watch his highlights from the Iowa State, all his seasons that he played. I see a big old friggin' video of him rushing. This guy has one hell of a get off, the fastest get off in NFL history of all defensive edges. Okay, I watched him and I told myself, the way he rushes, the way he bends his body, the way he does everything, the way he does technique. His technique's unreal. Okay, I mean, I don't know who you compare him to. I have no idea.
Alden Smith was better. Alden Smith was better. Sorry.
Okay. I'll give it to you. But I'm a huge. All the guys know I'm a huge Bosa fan. My wife knows.
Yeah. Look, Alden Smith is probably one of the frickin'. If he didn't throw his career away, he could have been Lawrence Taylor. He could have been Lawrence Taylor 2.0.
He'll be coming up.
He was LT 2.0 had he not screwed his whole life up.
Yeah, I love Alden, but he wasn't better than Bosa. I'm sorry, he wasn't.
Yeah,
I love Bosa.
Look. Alden had Cowboy to make his life a lot easier, but I'll tell you that dude could have been LT. He could have been LT. Oh
my God. I tell you right now, man. Every time he gets a sack, I jump up. I mean, I'm so happy he gets a sack because he deserves it. Dude, he blew his ACL in New Jersey. East Weatherford, New Jersey, in Giant Stadium, which pissed
Were you
me off a
there?
little bit
Were you
because
there?
no, I wish I was there, but I didn't want to wish I was there at the same time because
Yeah.
it would have pissed me off if I was in that stands. I would have pissed off. I
That
would have pissed
field
off.
that field's a piece of trash. That field is basically an ACL tear waiting to happen.
And Coors, Simon Thomas did his. Was it Simon Thomas or somebody else? Was it
Yep,
Simon Thomas?
yep. It
Yep.
was
Yeah.
Solomon
Yeah, I
Thomas.
knew I was right.
Yep.
I knew I was right.
Like he
Didn't we
played.
didn't we have like two or three guys blow ACLs in that game? It was
I
something
think
stupid like that. It was
it was
something stupid like
two of
that.
them. But
They still won the game
they still
Yep.
won the game.
because
I know.
I believe Mostert had a long run and a long catch for a touchdown in that game.
The only thing is, this year they're going to be at Meadowlands again, and I
Oh,
do
are
want
they?
to. I do. Yeah, I
They,
do want to
they,
go to Giant Stadium. I do. I want to go see the game. I do. Even though it's in the stadium I hate because of what happened in Bosa, but I do want to go. It'd be my first game ever.
are they
If
playing? Are they playing against the Giants or the Jets? I haven't even looked at the
Giants,
schedule.
Giants,
They're playing the
Giants.
Giants. Okay.
They're only playing two NFC East teams this year, and that's the Cowgirls and the Giants. So they're
Okay.
only
Are
two.
we going to Dallas this year?
Yeah, they're going to Dallas. We're going to Dallas. I think we're going to
Okay.
Dallas. I think we are. I think pretty sure.
Going to play in the Jerry Dome. Sweet.
I'm pretty sure we are. Don't. That's 50-50 right now. I can't remember the schedule. What the schedule says on the schedule I've seen. The which one I put on Twitter. I kept it, and I don't know if it's right, but that's what it says. So, but
Okay.
your Giant
Yeah.
Stadium, I do want to go see that one. It's either that one or Philadelphia Eagles. I'll go to Lincoln just to watch that game. The link. So, but Bosa, I love Bosa. You know how I feel about Bosa, guys. So obvious.
He's the man.
All right.
And next pick of 2019 from South Carolina, Debo Samuel. That sucks. I read of him. I'm sorry. That
Great pick. It was a
No,
great
look,
pick.
it was a great pick. It was a great pick. Look, Debo, when he's
God.
motivated. I mean, look. Here's my assessment of Debo Samuels. Mediocre hands, runs okay routes, but after he gets the ball in his hands, he's one of the
Deadly.
best.
Deadly.
One of the best. Like I said, his hands were mediocre at best. He dropped more passes than I can even stand. But once he gets the ball in his hands, I love those Rams games. What the heck is that corner that he freaking face planted out on the corner? Oh God, he stiff armed him right into the ground. Why can't I think of that corner's name? Oh, I can't think of
was
that
it
corner's.
Ramsey?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Patrick
one of my
Ramsey gets
boys.
his.
One of my
Get,
boys from Florida State.
I just remember the game where Debo was on the outside. They threw him a freaking little out, like just a little out route, like a wheel route. He came out. Ramsey came up to tackle him. Debo was like, nope. And then also in that same game, Ramsey went low to try to bounce, and he bounced off Debo's thigh as Debo was running by him. He was basically he's built like Frank Gore. He's freaking built like Frank Gore, but a wide receiver.
20 receiving
Crazy.
touchdowns, 20 rushing touchdowns in his career.
Yeah. It sucks that what happened to him last year. He just just
fell
sucks to
off.
watch. It just, you know what? It's weird because it's like every time he gains a little weight, he gets hurt. And then he's junk. And he never was right last year. That's the part that sucked. And then when Kyle decided, when CMC went down, that he was going to try to run the offense through Debo, it was like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? It was just it's just Kyle's so stubborn. You want to punch walls when you watch how stubborn he is. It's like, come on, dude, come on. I wish Debo nothing but the best, but he was definitely this year. He's addition by subtraction. He's addition by subtraction.
I'm sorry. I mean, I thought you were done. I was just said that. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Man. You anything else to say about Debo? No.
No.
To me, Debo had undeniable speed because the sweeps, if I'm not mistaken, that's what they're called, where you catch the ball and you run by the quarterback.
Jet sweep.
Jet sweep. Thank you. I can never remember the damn word they're called. The jet sweeps were great with him. He always caught the defense off guard. As long as he had blockers in front of him, he could run past all of them.
He also
And
run through them.
yes. For instance, I think it was a wild card game or it was a divisional round game against the Cowgirls in Cowboy Stadium, AT State Stadium, when he ran that one touchdown. Went in for a touchdown. He came back and went around the whole pile to go in for a touchdown. I still
It
remember
went
that
like
one.
80 yards.
Yep. So he has on that. Dude, my favorite touchdown from him probably was when he ran through the Eagles players and scored touchdowns. Literally scored 2 of them. And he said goodbye to the Eagles fans as we won it 42-19. Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I believe
I
he
love that
scored.
score.
He scored 3 that day.
Oh, my God. I love that score. Dude.
Dude is lethal. Guy's so lethal with the ball in his hands. That just once the ball was in his hands, he's amazing. He's just an amazing player.
Yeah. I mean, I hope at least he didn't go to the Eagles. I'm happy about that, at least, or the Cowgirls. At least he went to the Commanders. That's fine. I mean, I can deal with that. That's fine. But we won't see him this year because we won't go against the Eagles or the Redskins this year. We only go against the Cowgirls and the Giants. So that's all we see this year from the
That's
NFC.
That's because that last place schedule.
Yep. So next pick will be from Baylor. Yeah, Baylor. From Baylor, third pick, Jalen Hurd. I'm waiting for it.
He could have been Jawan Jennings, but he just couldn't stay healthy. He couldn't stay healthy.
He was Hurd.
Made of glass.
Big, strong, and just couldn't stay healthy. He was like, we thought maybe, is this the next TO? He's 6'4", 220 pounds, and he ran a 4.4. I mean, the dude could blaze.
Okay.
Couldn't stay on the field.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. Our first punter from Utah that they drafted.
Mitch Wishnowski.
Yep.
Dude, solid. Sorry. I don't like kickers at all getting drafted, but solid.
I cannot believe we drafted a punter. I still can't believe that. I'm like, wow.
You know why? Because they thought the team was solid, so they were like, "Oh, we can just draft a kicker. We can just draft kickers."
We probably could have taken him later.
Yeah,
I'll get to the other kicker later on when we get down that line.
wow. Third round. Ugh.
God. Okay. Oh man, I'm gonna definitely miss this guy. Arkansas.
Big play Dre.
Yeah, big play Dre. I was about to say it. Don't worry, I was about to say it. I'm gonna miss him so much. I really am, man. It was sad.
The team's gonna miss him because he's an energy guy.
Yes.
That's the thing. You need an energy guy, and they don't have
one of his jerseys. I almost bought one of his jerseys like not too long ago.
Yeah. That's all right, man. They'll be 50% off in the 49ers store soon.
Nah.
You're so mean.
No, it's just the truth. It's just the truth.
You're so mean. Okay. I'm gonna miss you, big play Dre, but gotta move on. All right. Stanford, next pick, Caden Smith. I don't know who the guy was even. I don't know who the guy was. Tight end? Yeah. I don't know who he was. So next one, I guess, you guys, both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure you want to say nothing. Next one after that is Vanderbilt. Sorry. Justin School. I remember him, though.
He was solid. He was solid. He was a solid backup lineman.
Mm-hmm.
He played well.
I believe it. Don't worry. I wasn't say nothing bad about him.
He was like the swing. He was the swing lineman.
He even played well in the few games that he started.
Yep.
I mean, he really did. He wasn't a number one guy. He was the 6th offensive lineman.
Yeah.
So
but he filled in at I think center and guard and played well.
Yeah. And he played tackle too. So he was very
flexible.
versatile.
Yep. Solid player. Solid draft pick, especially in that round.
He's still in the NFL too. Somebody, I
Yep.
know somebody. He went to the go to the
Didn't he go to
Giants or something.
I thought it was Tennessee or something like that. Maybe I can't remember. I thought it was the Titans though.
No, that was the other guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yep.
And that was
The other swing lineman.
That was Mr. Aaron Donald Destroyer.
Yes,
Daniel
yes,
the other
yes,
guy.
Brunskill. Daniel Brunskill.
yes. Brunskill, yes.
Brunskill.
I
Oh God.
I still I love seeing him play. Like he just would go "Arr!" and just pancake a guy.
Okay, next one. Next and last one for the 2019 draft was from Virginia, Tim Harris.
Eh,
Solid.
Solid. Okay. About Matt Man? What do you think?
eh,
Eh.
eh.
Yeah, he's.
What do you guys
I'm trying to be
say? What do
nice.
you
I
guys
don't.
say?
I don't know why I've tried to decided to be nice, but he was a player. He played.
Oh God, that's funny. You guys good, right? To do another round or not?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure you good, Matt Man. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
2020
well,
draft.
Yeah. Well, this one's gonna be a short one because we only have 5 picks. So yeah, 4 or 5. Yep, 5 picks out of this one. Okay. First one, of course, from South Carolina, Javon Kinlaw. And I do have something to say about this guy. Hey guys, you guys go first.
Look, he's a draft bust, but I think he's finally good now because of his knee. That knee was never right. It's finally right now. I was hoping actually after his year with the Jets, he finally didn't get hurt. But that knee is finally solid, and it just sucks that it took his whole 49ers career to get that knee right. Cuz like I love immovable object guys, and he's that dude. He's that big. The only problem is he always played high. He never played low, and guys would always get pads under him and push him around, but he was such a big dude. And I don't know, did you guys ever watch the show when he was sitting there. Grant Cohn was beating him all up, and then he came on Grant Cohn's show and just started
Trust me,
like
I was gonna
going
go
off
there.
at
Don't
him.
worry. I'll wait for I can talk.
Oh my gosh, that
Sorry,
night,
sorry,
that night, him
sorry.
and Grant Cohn, and then the
I'll
next
just say
day,
something.
John Lynch had to call him into the office, both of them, and get them to sit down with each other and make nice.
Don't worry, I'll
Kinlaw
listen
would have
to
folded
him.
him up into a suitcase and killed him.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, don't talk to me like that, bro. Don't be disrespectful. You know, you're
Yep.
talking to a grown man, bro.
Oh man, that was rough. I thought it was a joke.
Mm-mm. It was
Like
real.
I was watching that live, right? And when he came on, I thought they were just messing around with each other, right? I thought they were just like, "Oh, Grant, you're always here, da da da." And I thought they were messing around, and then it was like, "Oh shit, no, he ain't messing around."
That was all real.
But
The whole
seriously,
thing's real.
I think the second half of his career is actually going to be pretty good. He, like I said, his leg was never right. I think he's actually, I forget where he signed this year. I forget where he signed, but he signed somewhere, and somebody paid him a little bit of money. He was in the Jets this past year on a 1-year deal, and then I forget who signed him. Signed him for this upcoming season, but I really think he's going to be decent for the rest of his career.
Grant Cohn is a wannabe Jim Rome.
He's just an instigator, and people take him too serious. That's the biggest problem with Grant. Grant's actually
I love
fun.
that one. Sorry.
He's fun.
No,
He's such an instigator, and his narratives are a little cheesy, but he's just
And
he's a pot stirrer. He's
and
a
he
pot
doesn't know
stirrer.
he doesn't know anything about football. Let's
But he doesn't tell you that he does. That's the thing. He's just a pot stirrer though, and it's just funny. He's really really good at stirring the pot. Because look, back in the day, his father was the most ruthless writer in the whole Bay Area.
Oh, he's definitely.
Lowell was ruthless.
Oh yeah,
One second, guys.
he was definitely
me?
hating on the 49ers for sure.
Real quick.
Yep.
His current teams were the Jets before. He's
Yep.
with the Commanders now. Commanders.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's going to play well there. He's going to play well there.
That's why I
Because
went
he
look at
probably
myself. I
won't be a
didn't know.
starter.
I didn't know.
He probably won't be a starter. He'll probably be like a third down guy.
Mhm.
Although to me, he's a first and second down tackle, but I think the rest of his career is going to be solid. He's like I said, he's finally healthy. They finally got that knee right.
Dude, I saw that thing live too. That interview, I couldn't believe it. I was like,
Yeah.
is this a rib or something? Or
Like I said, I thought it was a joke.
then when Javon Clinton was talking to him, I'm like, wow, this got to be real. This got to be real. And then, of course, Grant Cohn was trying to say something to him about, well, are you ever? I'm trying to talk to you, give you questions, but everything you say to me is stupid. You know, you're going on and on about stupid. He actually said the S word and all that, all curse
Oh,
words.
Grant, Grant always swears on his posts. I mean, because I watch him and Lowell. They do a show every week. I don't know if you guys watch it. I watch it every week because it's probably one of the best podcasts out there. Is Grant and Lowell talking about stuff because Lowell,
His
it's so
father,
great.
his father.
Yeah, it's so great because he's got such a Lowell's got such a great background with the sports that he's covered. If you like boxing, Lowell's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to all the boxing stuff, and you get to hear all the cool stories of him and Bill Walsh shooting the shit and talking with Ronnie Lott and back in the day. I mean, I don't know. I eat all that stuff up, so I love it.
I got you. All right. Well, moving on to the guy who gave a nice contract to last year. Then he got hurt. Arizona State, BA Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk.
Yeah, look, I mean, Matt, go ahead, man. I mean, I got my feelings on Ayuk.
Yeah, my man.
I think Ayuk has gotten better every year. It stunk that he got hurt last year, and I just want him to get healthy because I do still feel he's a number one receiver. But he just might. He just him and Jawan Jennings or Ricky. I don't. He's he's fighting. He's fighting for a starting job. He needs to get healthy. He needs to stay healthy. Otherwise, one of those guys is going to take the job.
No, they'd have to trade him for that. They'd have to trade him for that. But look, look, Ayuk, great run blocker, great run blocker, really great route runner, and he has excellent hands. He doesn't have breakaway speed. That's the only thing that you can ever like nick him on. But he is such a good blocker, and he like I said he catches the ball. He has excellent hands, but it's like he's like the opposite of Debo. He just doesn't have that breakaway gear after he catches the ball. He's so solid though. He's so solid. True number one. He's like super good, super good, not great. That's the thing with him. His hands are oh man, he's so good. He's so good. He's like faster Crabtree.
He's on that tier. He's on that tier just below Jerry and T.O. Like
Yeah, he
Jerry's his
could be.
own.
He could be.
Jerry's his own. T.O.'s just below Jerry, and Ayuk and Debo, and there are a couple other guys like Dwight Clark, and there might be one other guy that's like right there.
Yeah, see, I don't consider Debo a great wide receiver. I consider him like a great football player because he's so versatile. He's not really I don't really think he's a great receiver. He's a great player when he gets the ball in his hands. No matter how you get the ball in his hands, whether you flip it to him, whatever, after he's got the ball in his hands, he is otherworldly. Before, not a great route runner and bad hands. But when you get the ball in his hands, he's otherworldly. That's my problem with Debo is that it's like you're so good. Why can't you catch the ball? Why can't you catch the ball consistently? It's like especially last year. Uh Love Ayuk though. Love Ayuk. I hope my problem with him with that knee is he tore the meniscus too. If he didn't tear the meniscus, I would have been like, all right, ACL and what's it, MCL? I think ACL, MCL, they can fix those pretty well. When you start tearing cartilage, I just, oh man, I hope he's all right. That's the rub on that knee injury. That's the
Yeah.
rub is the meniscus. Is you tear cartilage, just you get bone on bone. His career could be short. That'd be the only thing you worry about with him.
My man, you want to bounce off Rich? Anything? No.
No,
Okay.
I'm
Okay. April Fool's Day, April 1st, is, of course, when we owed him money. $22.9 million. Oh, God. But we couldn't find a trade partner because of his injury. So, basically, what I heard that he'll be out for at least half the season because of that injury. So, God, I hate that we had to use all that money.
so the first 8 games of the season, just expect a lot of Kittle, a lot of Jawan, a lot of Ricky, a lot of CMC,
And
and
you may see some cowing out there too.
I hope we throw the ball to Juice a little bit. I mean, he's a, he's a he's a great receiver as a fullback. I mean, he's fantastic. You know, there's no reason for him not to get the ball at all. Like
That's a Kyle thing. That's not anything else. That's a Kyle thing.
he had 64 catches for almost 1,000 yards his first year with the 49ers.
Yep. Yeah, but now there's too many good guys. That's the problem. That's why having Debo gone was actually good, is because now you're not force feeding him the ball. Now you're going to spread it out, and I think you're going to see a lot of that where he may catch some more balls now that Debo's not there and Kyle doesn't try to lean on him. Now he's forced to either go to Kittle, which I'm hoping they do, because Kittle's probably one of the best seam running tight ends I've ever seen. That guy, oh man. Oh, he's so good up the gut.
Every time I argue with a Chiefs fan, Kelsey's better than Kittle. No, he's not.
Bullshit. He can't block.
Kelsey just gets
Sorry, Ryan. I don't know where you keep the language
Kelsey
on
just
this,
gets
It's all good,
Kelsey
brother,
just
man.
gets the
but
ball 20 times a game.
All good.
yeah, but
Kittle's
Kelsey
way
can't
better.
block. Kelsey can't
Kittle's
block.
way better.
Look, before Kittle became around, Rob Gronkowski was probably the best tight end to probably play football. That dude could block, and the guy could run and catch better than probably any guy out there. And Kittle has hit that spot in his career where he's the best blocker at tight end, and he's also the best receiver at tight end at the same time. And that's just such a rarity, because it used to be always back in the day, they'd be like, you'd
Tony
have
G.
Tony Gonzalez. I mean, that's where I was going. The guy was a great receiver, wasn't really a good blocker. He's all right. But receiver, I mean, look, Travis Kelce is basically a blown up wide receiver that plays
Yeah,
tight end. He couldn't block his way out of a paper bag. And you got George Kittle, who is basically, a drive blocker on offense for running plays because they don't have anybody else.
he's an offensive tackle with hands.
I mean, look, he's 30 pounds away from playing playing right tackle. But no, it's all good.
Got you. And are we done with BA? We're good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go with BA.
Okay.
Love BA.
All right.
Next one from West Virginia, Colton McKivitz.
He's been a solid offensive lineman. He's not great. I know
Solid
sometimes.
run blocker. Solid run
Yeah.
blocker. Mediocre pass blocker. He's basically McGlinchey at a much better price point.
I do believe that. He is better than McGlinchey. McGlinchey, I tell you. Oh,
No, after he blew that patella tendon, it took him he wasn't right for his first year back. He wasn't right until his last year, and then he signed his deal with Denver. So that was the problem with him.
was it McGlinchey's fault the reason why that the Eagles player, I forget what his name was, that killed Brock Purdy's arm?
No. McGlinchey wasn't on the team.
Okay.
Yeah, he was already gone.
Okay.
He's already
okay,
gone.
Okay, I wasn't too sure. Sorry, my bad. Okay. All good. Okay. Okay. One of Madman's guys from Georgia, Charlie Warner, tight end. You liked him. I know you said you liked him before, but
Solid,
yeah,
but he never really got a chance to play a lot because
yeah.
You got George Kittle.
Yeah, George Kittle. And you had oh god, what was the other guy we had?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Come on,
and
come on, man.
he's in Atlanta. They're both in Atlanta.
I can't remember his name. Who we had? We had another guy too. We did. Ah, man, I can't.
Dwelly, Ross Dwelly.
It's Ross
Ross
Dwelly.
Dwelly,
Ross
yep.
Dwelly. Dwelly. Thank you, Ross Dwelly. Ooh, Ross Dwelly. Yep. Ross Dwelly was a good blocker. He was a good blocker. He was. I like Ross Dwelly. I did.
He was a decent enough receiver at tight end too for number 2.
When
Yeah.
Kittle was out, he played well.
Yes, he did.
That's kind of the way you sum him up. When Kittle was out, he played well.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Kittle's out. Oh, let's put in Ross the Boss, and he'll get 4 catches, like 70 yards, and 2 totes.
Okay. All good.
Yep.
Last pick of the 2020 draft. Tennessee, JJ Juwan Jennings. Could be number 1 wide receiver this year, baby. Number 1 wide receiver.
Missed his whole rookie
Hit
year.
this for a like. Hit this for a like, because everybody likes JJ.
Missed his whole rookie year, and every year that he's been on the team since then, he's improved dramatically.
I love JJ.
Yep.
I do.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten better every
know,
year. He's turned into he went from a late round draft pick for I don't know to a really nice solid player. He's a really nice solid player.
I mean that's why we call him third and Juwan. Third down, throw him the ball. He's gonna even if it's 3rd and 20, he's gonna get the first down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the best contested catch guy that we have on the team.
Best one in the NFL.
Oh God. Okay, my man. Or Rich. I don't know if you guys would let me know what team it was, but the play that Brock went back on out of the pocket, he threw the ball up in the air in the middle hash. Juwan Jennings catches it one hand like this. Do you remember? That catch was unreal. How he
yeah,
did
because everyone was basically saying that's what's his name from it. That was Odell Part 2.
That catch.
I can't remember the team. I can't remember the game, but I remember the catch.
That catch was unreal.
Texans,
was it? Okay. That catch.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was thinking that was Odell 2.0.
He got that baby. He brought it just in time before that defender came over and knocked that his arm and came down with it. It was unreal. I couldn't believe it. That's the only big catch I can think of right now off my hand.
Yeah, like I said, great contested ball guy, man. He really is. He's actually, you could throw him in as a gem. We didn't, there's a gem right there. When you're talking about gems, there's one.
Nick Bosa, of course.
Definitely.
And
he threw a touchdown to McCaffrey in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So basically, we had about 3 gems in the last draft. So that's 3. Nick Debo and Greenlaw. I played Dre. That's 3 in that one, and maybe 1. Yeah, 1 in 2018. So wow, 4 gems in 2 years. Jeez. Oh, okay. And this year we had, of course. I guess we could say that BA was a gem, or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So he was the only one out. Oh no, I'm sorry, JJ too. I'm sorry, JJ. My bad.
Yeah.
BA
and JJ. Yep. Yep.
So out of 5 picks we had in 2020, only 2 were gems out of 5 picks. Wow. That wasn't bad, I say.
No. Hey, look, 40% hit on draft picks. I don't know. That's not terrible.
You guys good for another round, or I know it's almost time for my kids to go to bed, but I'm just wondering see you guys are good. You guys good?
No, I got to go.
Okay.
Yeah, let's call it.
I got to go.
Well, hang on.
Maybe next time we'll do more.
Yeah. Next week we'll do more rounds. No problem. Next week we'll do more rounds because I want to get this done before the NFL draft comes up. That way we'll be all good to go.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Okay.
You guys having a good night, all right?
All right.
Have a good night.
Peace out, guys. Peace out.
Take it easy. Have a good night.
Later. I got you, Rich. There you go. All right, guys. Of course, the episode of Past, Present, Future was presented by the Red Going 24/7, and we were live on YouTube, Twitter, and X and Facebook. Please hit the like and subscribe. Turn on all the notifications. Basically, just wanted to give a couple of shout outs, of course, to like I said in the beginning of the show, before we even did anything with the football stuff. Just wanted to give a course of prayers out to Jake Eastham on his brother. We're all giving you prayers, brother. Okay, man. Take care of your brother. We love you. Just do your thing with your family, man. All right. You're more than welcome. Just let me know if you want to come on live and talk. So we talk about other stuff. We don't talk about football if you don't want to. Talk about other stuff if you want to. But I just want to give Jake a nice shout out for him. Of course, I want to give a shout out, of course, C-Man, Craig Pohamas. You can find him on Craig Pohamas on X. All right. Go find him on X, and he's definitely a big part of this too. And of course, I'm gonna give a shout out to two guys that were on here just now. Of course, I call him Matt Man, the Sports Illustrator. All right, and of course, when we do it again, we will be doing his show that he likes to host, Niner Matt's Collection Corner. It's all about memorabilia stuff. He likes to talk about his cards. He has a lot of cards he likes to talk about. Lots of cards. Oh my God. He's a card guy. But he asked me if I can bring the show for him so he can host it. I said, I have no problem with that, man. Just let me know when you want to do it. We'll do it. I'll do all you can do on my phone and give you the up to do it, and that way you can start up doing it yourself and do your thing. So I have no problem with that. But give him a shout out for that and for his new host for his show. And of course, the guy was just on here. Yeah, Rich Bonsall. But I know I won't butcher your name, Rich. Sorry, man, if I'm butchering your name. I apologize, dude. He's a great guy. He knows his analogy about football and all that stuff. Of course, about the 49ers. So, he's a great guy. Rich is a great guy. And the other thing I wanted to bring up, because I know for a fact that I'll probably start doing it either. I know we're doing a draft right now. Don't know if we're going to do it towards the end of the draft or do it like before the season starts. But we will be doing it, but it probably won't be for a while. We will be doing our own Ready Go 24/7 Mount Rushmore. All right, we'll be first one to take care of is quarterbacks. Basically, we're going through all the quarterbacks of our history, 49ers related, whatever, or NFL related. Doesn't matter. Okay, at least pick out 5 of them, and I'll probably talk more about it when we do the show. That way, everybody understands it. But until then, I'll let it go from now on. So I'll be Ready to Go 24/7 Mount Rushmore. So basically, we'll just talk about the Mount Rushmore, who should be on it, and then go from there. Okay. So basically, and I know we won't be coming back on until probably sometime next week. I know a lot of guys have been busy working and all that stuff. But I want to thank you all for watching. They've been in the chat and everybody that's been watching live. Thank you very much for watching. If my wife's watching, hi baby cake, how you doing? Love you. But I'm about to do some family stuff and get that done the way you can have a great night the rest of the night. So, all right, guys, everybody have a great night. Be faithful. Take it easy. Remember, keep the faith, never lose hope. All right, we're going to be out here. Later on, guys. Have a great night. Later. Peace out.
Red and go, red and go, red and go, red and go. Red and go, red and go.